Hello and welcome to the show. Today we will be discussing how modern texts have explored how changes in society impact the way humans interact and communicate with each other. Novels such as Feed, written by M.T. Anderson, and films such as Equilibrium, directed by Kurt Weimer, explore societies and the way people interact once key aspects of humanity are stripped away. These texts use visual and writing techniques to cause a deeper impact on the audience and to better convey the points that they are trying to communicate. In the novel Feed, Anderson portrays a society where most people's free will has been suppressed through the use and acceptance of feeds. Feeds are microscopic pieces of technology that are implanted in the customer's brain at a young age, allowing them to access the internet by just thinking. Despite how good this seems, big businesses in this society have manipulated the feed, streamlining our personalities so we're easier to sell to, according to one character in the text. Acceptance of the feed has resulted in the characters conforming to their types for easy marketing. This acceptance and corruption of the feed has caused people to conform to whatever the feed tells them to do, resulting in the creation of a monocultural society that is void of free will. The film Equilibrium, directed by Kurt Weimer, depicts a world where emotions and anything that stimulates them, e.g. art and poetry, have become illegal and punishable by death. Due to this lack of emotion, it has created a world that lacks individuality as well, as seen by the matching clothing and environment shown in Liberia, the setting of the film. Weimer's choice of color symbolizes the lack of individuality in the film, as the continuous use of grays provide little to no distinction between characters, showing the audience how uniform society has become. Without emotion to stimulate individuality, the characters in the film are conformed to the monocultural society that they now live in. Both texts portray similar dystopic societies, where key concepts of humanity have been abandoned by the masses. Anderson depicts a technological and bureaucratical dystopia in his novel, Feed. This means that the dystopia depicted in the novel was created by technological and bureaucratical influences on society. One aspect of the dystopia depicted in Feed is the rampant use of propaganda throughout the entirety of the novel. An example of this propaganda shown in the text is the education system. The education system is controlled by the same businesses that control the feed. This allows them to dictate what children are being taught, resulting in children conforming to the business's ideals before they reach adulthood. The use of propaganda has caused the suppression of free will and cast an illusion upon the people in the novel, making them believe that everything is perfect despite the signs of society crumbling around them, because that's their way. This illusion is shown when Violet goes on a rant stating that they are living in a world of dreams, and that the feed has acted as an insulator so that people are oblivious to what is occurring around them, such as the riots and world tension. Another aspect of this society is the dehumanized state that the characters in Feed are living in. In the novel, the characters of Feed are constantly under surveillance by their feeds. America's environment is totally destroyed, and there is a national epidemic. Despite these conditions, people are so wrapped in their technology that these crises are overlooked or deemed not an issue by the people. The growing influence and dependence of technology seen in Feed has caused the people to conform to the ideas planted by the businesses in charge. This influence is shown by the consumerist society depicted in Feed, and how characters pay to get speech tattoos that advertise products every time they mutter a sentence. The world depicted by Kurt Weimer, however, is a totalitarian dystopic society, as it is controlled by a ruthless regime. Similarly to Feed, the society as depicted in Equilibrium is subject to the influence of propaganda. This propaganda causes people to abandon individuality and to conform to the policies of the regime, such as the removal of emotions and the worship of Father. Another similarity that Equilibrium has with Feed is the continuous surveillance of the people. Due to this society directly confronting human nature, it surveys everyone in the society through the use of clerics and cameras for any signs of rebellion against the system. The dystopic societies portrayed in the two texts share similar characteristics and nature with each other. The characters in the text have different views on their society that are influenced by their upbringing and the environment that surrounds them. In Feed, the majority of America possesses a feed. Because of this, they are continuously subject to the feed's influence, saying that everything is perfect in the world if they just get X product. This mentality is worsened by the fact that the same forces in control of the feed are also in control of the education and health system, and use it to brainwash and force people to conform to whatever the feed says. This system also creates an atmosphere of superiority within American society, making them arrogant. Anderson is trying to convey that by possessing the superior technology doesn't necessarily make society or lives better. The people who are without the feed, or have undergone a lengthy period of time without it, see that the society is truly flawed, despite what feed and others in the society say. Characters with this view that the society is flawed are constantly question the lifestyle that they and the people around them are having. This view, however, tends to result in them being segregated from society. Similarly to Feed, Equilibrium has a clear social divide between the two main societies in the film. In the film, people are forced to become void of all emotions and have been taught to see it as a negative aspect of society. This negative outlook towards emotion is shown by Preston when he says, "You've been with me. You've seen how it can be. The jealousy, the rage." He is trying to convey to his partner how the negative aspects that are created through emotion and the damage it does to society. These people see their current society as ideal because there is no longer any violence or crime as a result, and everyone has become equal. Despite this, the people within society that have felt emotion, such as Partridge, state that they would pay the price gladly. These people have become to realize the importance that emotion has in our lives. This is symbolized when Preston feels awe for the first time as he looks at a sunrise, literally seeing the light. Weimer is trying to convey that emotions are what fuels the way humans communicate with one another. The differences in social groups in both texts cause them to see the world and society that they live in differently. The changes in societies shown in both texts have also resulted in changes in the way that characters communicate with each other. The characters in Feed don't really care about their own language, and speak with one another as if they are trying to talk to each other online. This is shown on page 9, where the audience sees that Titus is thinking as if he is writing an email. The characters in Feed don't pay much interest in their own language because they know that they have the feed, which can help them find any word they are looking for. This is seen numerous times in the text, when characters have to search up the definition of words during their conversations with Violet. The feed has also caused most characters to replace many words with slang, simplifying the language used. This is shown at the start of the novel when Titus's friends repeat to each other that they are null. The simplification of language symbolizes the increase in laziness and the decrease in intelligence of the society depicted. This change in communication is also shown in Equilibrium, where the removal of emotion has made words obsolete. This is shown when Preston apologizes, and Partridge replies saying, "No, you're not. You don't know the meaning. It's just a vestigial word for the feeling you've never felt." This line symbolizes how without emotions influence what we say, most of it becomes obsolete, as we no longer know what the meaning of words are. Weimer also uses body language in the film to convey how the characters react to the things that occur around them. This is seen as characters who don't possess emotions remain still and rigid no matter what occurs. The variations in the societies depicted in the text cause changes in the way characters communicate and interact with one another. These two texts explore how changes to certain aspects of modern society can result in severe consequences in the way that humans interact and communicate with each other. Both Feed and Equilibrium explores societies where key aspects of what is portrayed as humanity are stripped away, and the long-lasting effects it has through the use of visual and writing techniques. These techniques cause a deeper impact on the audience and to better convey the points that they are trying to communicate. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you tune in again next week. Bye for now.